Hi guys. Good afternoon. It is something. What today? What's today? July 10th. Um. So I know this is a bit of a late upload, but this is because the Storm Center just updated this region for a 5% tornado risk, and beforehand they didn't have that area in any sort of risk. So or any significant tornado risk like that. So yeah, do expect a live stream later. Obviously, there wasn't a live stream for that one day, and I did make a post about that. Hmm, what a manti. I made a post about it. Right here. They took away the 5% risk, therefore a stream was not needed. But there is now a 5% tornado risk today. Summaries for this one, and then we'll obviously do the AI summary. Severe thunderstorms capable of large hail, damaging winds, and perhaps a couple of tornadoes are possible late this afternoon into tonight across parts of central I just lost where I was. Central Great Plains in the Midwest, particularly across the middle Missouri Valley. Additional severe storms are expected across parts of the Northeast and Southeast. I can tell you, but not concerned about the North or Southeast. God damn, why have there been so many tornado warnings over here when there's been no tornado risk? Alright, of course. Alright, primary severe threats today are tornadoes, some strong, very large hail and damaging wind gusts. Central high plains to central plains into Iowa. Surface low near Nebraska and Colorado border, and shortly trout moving to the Great Bias will trigger thunderstorms this afternoon. Expect initial supercells, especially far southeast South Dakota and northeast Nebraska, northwest Iowa, with all severe hazards possible, including very large hail and tornadoes. These storms are expected to merge into a line QCLS and push east-southeast with potential for significant wind gusts in the northeast Nebraska and western Iowa. Farther west, central high plains storms will be high-based, favoring strong outflow winds that could also organize into a line with damaging wind risk across south-central Nebraska and central Kansas. Mid-Mississippi Valley, this is southern Minnesota into Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois. And MCS, mesoscale convection vortex, is moving through southern Minnesota. Storms may form along the southern edge of this feature with potential for a few supercells. Hazards includes large hail, damaging winds, and a brief tornado. Storm development is conditional, meaning confidence is lower, but potential exists if upgrades storm initiate. And now let's at the northeast, Upper Ohio Valley, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire. A shortwave is enhancing lift across the region. Scattered storms likely during peak heating with damaging winds and isolated hail. Slightly higher tornado potential exists in the Champlain Valley, Vermont, and New York due to better low-level moisture. And then southeast U.S., which is Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina, very moist and unstable air mass with dew points in the 70s and high PWAT, which is precipitable water. That's just a flooding concern. Afternoon heating to support scattered storms, mainly with wet microbursts and downbursts. Expect outflow dominant clusters, but locally severe gusts are possible. What does this person want? Sorry about that. Someone that sent me a Chick-fil-A thing. Summary. Greatest severe risk today, Central Plains and Iowa. Supercells, insignificant wind. Localized severe storms are possible. Mid-Mississippi Valley, Upper Ohio Valley, New England, Southeast. Stormal trends, early supercells will be merging into a line QCLCS with damaging winds and dominant later. I do not want a visual map. That's what Storm Center has to say about this. I need Twitter up. Why is Twitter not up? What are we doing? What are we doing? Awesome. What what national service do I need to focus on today? I'm gonna go look at models in a second. That's a good song. Oh my God, let me. Sorry, I'm a mess. Is this it? I believe it is. No, it's not. What am I supposed to be looking at? northwest Iowa. Got it. Here. Apparently not, unless they just haven't updated to the newest thing, which is very possible. So I mean, I'm looking in the right area. Alright, so this is some of the stories that the National Weather Service has posted. Scattered severe thunderstorms expected today. Clusters of strong storms will develop across eastern northeastern Nebraska and lift into portions of northwestern Iowa. This evening, storms will spread east, southeast, and gradually weaken overnight. Um, yeah, we're not using that. Okay, it was crazy over here last night, dude. I mean, I went into flash flood warnings, there were tornado warnings being posted around me. There was rotation happening. I started tweaking a little bit, but that is for a different discussion. Not today. Is this? Yeah, I'm not using that. All right. Bet. No. Here, here, here. Awesome. Okay. So I was right. I don't know why they're not talking about it, but I was right. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. So this is as of 3 p.m. We can see a few strong. It's not really strong, but we can start to see where the line is going to start to take shape. I was completely wrong. God damn. It's an overnight issue. Come on, dude. Um, those are very strong storms. Two very strong storms. Formation will begin at about 4 p.m. I'd say. The line will start to form in this region. And by 5 p.m., we're starting to see very strong storms. 6 p.m., they're going to start exploding. And then 8 p.m., the line's very, very formed. We can see the southern part is not in any sort of tornado risk. So down here, like in Dodge City, you don't on in the tornado risk, but anything. This is Lexington, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Sioux City, those places like some. And I mean, these storms are very strong. I can see there's very good confidence that these storms would be very strong. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay. That's not good. All right, so this is as of 5 p.m. In the main region where we're looking at the biggest tornado risk, there is a very strong chance of tornadoes in this region. Very strong chance. And that risk never really goes away. Once the storms really get there, they're just going to be using it. So I do believe that this is probably the worst area for the storms. By 11 p.m., they're going to be following the same track. But it appears that by 3 a.m., the tornado risk is probably going to shrink. I am only up to 2 a.m., so that's okay. Supercells will be able to form in this region. Oh. And they're going to even get stronger as these storms push into this region. But just like everything else, by 3 a.m., these storms should be out of the main risk. Are you serious right now? Nothing, guys. I'm okay. Okay. So, I think the worst of this. God damn it. Ugh. Hold on, guys, I'm going to write this stuff down so I'm not wrong. Where is my stuff? How do I always lose this? I found it. Let's go. Oh my god. I didn't even know I had that still. I trashed it. It's my freshman year. Anyway, sorry. Uh, let's reflectivity wise. I want to write all this down and tell you guys when the strongest of these storms are going to be. That's just a WPC. Well, it's not a message discussion. I don't know why my Discord server is going crazy. I'm gonna say at 9 p.m. This looks pretty strong in some areas. That's just reflectivity though, so you know, might not be like that. Looking at the EHI, I'd say peaking would be at about 7 p.m. at the EHI right now. I think reflectivity is probably the best to go off of, though, in my opinion, when it comes to the stuff, because that's when the storm's actually going to be there. But again, what do I know? Okay, there was a Mexico discussion. In effect, this is for the Pennsylvania, New York area, so I'll go over that in a second. Not like I care. That peak's really high at 10. I'd say 10, honestly. This is clearly an overnight system. Dude, I'm gonna crash. Listen, nothing wrong with doing some late night streams and all, but it's my job, so whatever. Cape, big one here. Cape is going to explode in this region, and I'm talking get really high up there, but it looks like the peak is at about 9 p.m., where we could see levels as high as over 5,000. You gotta be shitting me. That is not good. That is really not good. Again, you should take any severe weather risk with the Stormberg Center just sent out a message. I'll check it out. So much stuff to do. It's all good. It's all right, guys. It's low key okay. Now the big one, the STP. This is huge. What are we looking at? That's very high. Okay. 9 p.m. 9 p.m. looks to be a very strong suit for these storms right now, guys. Oh, pet max goes up again at 1 a.m. Oh, it might be 2 a.m. Screw that, it's 2 a.m. That's okay. My friends just won't be able to play with me today. And it's okay. This is more important. The MUH, what are we going to start to see updrafts really form? This is a huge one, guys, because... Okay, so we're going to see many... excuse me. Many updrafts push into the region, especially as of 1 a.m. Man, my throat sucks. I'm saying 1 a.m. It's a big one. If this could contain it, we might not see any risks. Eleven. No, 1. Whoa. Say 1. I was looking at, so you may be questioning why there's so much stuff on here. Isn't that a bad thing? But dude, calm down. So I guess maybe two. Yeah, two probably is a bigger one. Okay, so when you see nothing here, that means there's no cap on these storms. That means storms will be able to form. And when you see this pink, that means there's too high of a cap. Like down here, dude, I'm talking we're in the 500s in some regions. So no storms are forming down there. But we see no cap in this region, storms will form here. Forgot to put it back. It's also a pretty big one. This is how much storms can really spin, and it's exploding. It definitely explodes. I'm gonna go 9 p.m. Yeah, yeah, probably. And then shear, and then we have to look at what the storm prediction has said, and the Mesozoic discussion in Pennsylvania and New York. And then I'll be back once stuff starts. It's a big one too. This is how shear is basically if the storms can really support themselves. It looks like shear really spikes at 11 o'clock. Yeah. Alright, so what I've gotten is I'm looking at really 9 p.m. significantly being the strongest. Storms are really going to be bad in certain areas. Okay, I'm a follower of them. Let's go back out of the space station. Let's look at this real quick. With the upgraded enhanced in the mid-Missouri Valley, here are the key messages for this afternoon and evening. Severe thunderstorms capable of large hail, damaging winds, and perhaps a couple of tornadoes are possible late this afternoon and tonight across parts of the central Great Plains into the Midwest, particularly across the middle Missouri Valley. Okay. Uncertainty. Initial supercells will form along during this afternoon. The largest hail will occur these storms. Transition to linear/bow segments may occur quickly. Severe gusts will become the main threat. The exact timing of the transition is uncertain. I have outlined a few times, and I will probably go over them in a second. You might have, if you were focusing, paying attention, you probably already heard them. Safety actions. Continue to monitor the forecast for the latest information and updates to the risk area. Be prepared to take action if watches and warnings are issued for your area. Before I talk about what this is, because it's nothing really important, but it's something to talk about because it's risk to life and property. The times 9 p.m. could be a big time, 7 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 a.m., 1 a.m., and 11 p.m. I have all marked as Pacifics. Okay, so message discussion 1627. This is valid until 2:45 p.m. today. There's a very low chance for a severe thunderstorm watch, but isolated thunderstorms may be capable of damaging winds throughout this afternoon. This is for northeast Ohio into northern Pennsylvania and western New York. Um, Isolated thunderstorms developing through the afternoon will be capable of damaging winds. Watch issuance is not expected. Latest GOES imagery and lightning data shows the early stages of thunderstorms developing across the northern Ohio and the western New York within a diffuse surface trough and along developing lake breeze boundaries. Thunderstorms coverage should slowly increase through the afternoon and temperatures warm and biolic circulation strengths along the lake breeze boundaries. Despite a warm, moist, low-level conditions, modest mid-level lapse rates should limit overall buoyancy values to around 1,000 to 1,500 joules per kilogram. Additionally, deep layer wind shear over the region remains fairly meager, with regional VWPs and morning radios sampling mid-upper level winds of around 20 to 30 knots. Given weak low-level flow, this will adequate for some degree of storm organization and persistence, but should moderate overall convection intensities. Watch interest is not expected, but a few intense or damaging winds appear possible as storms develop throughout the afternoon. Awesome. I want to, I'm thinking this is my phone. I use my phone a lot for Red Omega. What's going on over here? Why am I still in velocity? Some strong storms are popping up in certain areas. Yeah, some strong storms are going. Yeah. Are they rotating? Not really. No. You guys are pretty fine over here. I think that's all I have to speak on right now. As you know, when something starts to form, I'll be there immediately to make sure that it it's covered. But we need to have this area on heavy forecast. Storms always starting to kind of pop up a little bit in this region. They're not severe like we're expecting later today, but they're going. I will see you guys probably like 3 hours.